The story of the lightning and the thunder. Long ago, in the earliest days of the earth, when animals still spoke and the trees whispered secrets to the wind, the lightning and the thunder were not forces of nature. No, they were living beings just like you and me. The lightning was a spirited young woman named Njide, radiant and full of energy. Her hair was long and golden, shimmering with sparks. Wherever she went, she moved swiftly, leaving trails of brilliance behind her. She was beautiful, quick-tempered, and fierce. Thunder, on the other hand, was her elder brother, Ekuru. He was strong and slow, with a voice as deep as the valleys and as heavy as the rolling hills. Ekuru had a wide chest and a steady way of speaking, like a drumbeat that you could feel in your bones. While Njide was full of action, Ekuru was full of sound. They lived together peacefully in a faraway village beyond the great mountains, where the rivers were clear and the skies were always blue. The people of the village respected Njide and Ekuru because of their beauty and their might. But they also feared them, for everyone knew that when Njide got angry, she could set fields on fire, and when Ekuru raised his voice, he could shake houses to their very foundations. Their mother, Mama Eartha, often warned them, "My children, your gifts are powerful. You must learn to control yourselves. Use your strength to protect, not to destroy." For a long time they listened. But as with many young ones, pride began to grow in Njide's heart. She loved the way the villagers gasped when they saw her flash across the sky. She enjoyed the awe in their eyes, the way they would hide and whisper her name in fear and wonder. One day, during the season of harvest, a disagreement broke out between Njide and the villagers. They had forgotten to offer their yearly gifts at the foot of the great tree, where Njide and Ekuru often came to rest. To Njide, this was a grave insult. She felt disrespected and ignored. "They have forgotten us, brother," she cried. "After all we have done for them, blessing their crops with rain and keeping the evil spirits away with our light and sound, they now treat us like dust." Kuru, ever the calmer one, said, "Patience, sister. They are busy with their harvest. Let us give them time." But Njide would not hear it. Her anger grew hotter and hotter, until sparks began to shoot from her hair. "No. I will remind them who we are. Tonight they will not forget." Ekuru saw the fire in her eyes and knew he could not stop her with words. So he decided to follow her, hoping to protect the villagers from her full wrath. That night, as the moon rose pale and silent over the village, Njide climbed to the top of the great hill. She raised her arms to the heavens and let out a scream so fierce that sparks exploded from her fingertips, racing across the sky like fiery snakes. The villagers, sleeping peacefully after a long day's work, woke up in terror. The sky was burning. Bolts of light zipped and cracked above their huts, setting some of the thatched roofs on fire. Livestock scattered, children screamed, and the elders gathered at the center of the village, praying for mercy. Then Ekuru came. He climbed after his sister, standing tall on the hill. He lifted his mighty voice, calling to her, "Njide, enough." His words rumbled through the land like 1,000 drums. Trees shook. The rivers quivered. Even the mountains seemed to bow. But Njide, caught up in her rage, did not stop. She flashed again and again, each time striking the earth, setting more fires. Desperate to protect the people, Ekuru shouted louder, each boom of his voice pushing the fires back, confusing Njide's sparks, and sending rains tumbling from the clouds. His mighty roars quenched some of her blazes and forced her to retreat a little. But the damage had been done. By morning, much of the village was destroyed. The elders and chiefs came together and, with heavy hearts, sent word to the great council of the skies, the mighty spirits who ruled over all things. The council summoned Njide and Ekuru to answer for what had happened. High above the world, seated on thrones of silver and cloud, the council listened to the case. Mama Eartha came too, tears in her ancient eyes. The chief spirit, Oloran, who carried the sun in his right hand and the moon in his left, spoke. "Njide, your beauty and power were meant to bless, not to destroy. You have forgotten your duty. You have let your pride bring suffering to those you should protect." Jide bowed her head in shame. Her hair, once bright, now fell limp over her shoulders. Oloran turned to Ekuru. And you, Ekuru, though you tried to stop your sister, you did not act swiftly enough. Your voice is mighty, but it must be used at the right time. Ekuru nodded solemnly. As punishment, and as protection for the world, the council passed judgment. Jide and Ekuru would no longer walk the earth freely. They would be separated and placed in the skies, only allowed to appear when the balance of nature demanded it. Jide would flash across the sky as lightning, swift and fierce, warning the people. Ekuru would follow after her as thunder, his voice rolling slowly but powerfully, reminding the people of respect, patience, and the power of the unseen world.